Hey, mile marker. We almost made 3,000 people that we got together and watched this video, and you were a great part of that. Well done. It may be in the last 7 days it said we reached all 2,900 people or so. So we've almost made 3,000, looking for five now, but thank you for sharing. We are looking at that the purpose of pain and the reason for pain are two different things. And I want to talk about the purpose of pain, but I want to hook you just a little bit. Hopefully, you'll watch next week. We will look at the purpose of pain. Last week, we talked about the reason we have pain is because of stupid. You're stupid, my stupid. We have pain because we made poor choices, and it costs us. When we make a poor choice, we do drugs, alcohol, we have anger, pornography, all these different things, these choices that we've made, those choices can cost you. And so we have pain because of stupid. But today I want to talk about having pain because of being smart. That's right, because of being smart. Because you followed the Lord, that which is smart, by the way, you're going to have pain. You're going to be persecuted. You're going to be ridiculed. You're going to be mocked. You may even suffer physical pain. Somebody beat you up over it. Um, but I want you to think about something. This really interests me. When I was reading 2 Corinthians 1, Paul talks about the God of all comfort comforting us so that we might be able to comfort others also. And then he says this amazing statement. He goes on to say, but the things that we suffered, the pain that we went through, the things we endured, the sufferings were for your benefit. They were for your salvation and your consolation. They were to help you. And I've read that and thought about that and prayed about that. That's an amazing thing to me that Paul would say, I have an understanding that the pain I've endured for following the Lord was not just something the enemy was doing to me, but something the Lord was using to help you, to further your walk with the Lord. Because I suffered, when you suffered, you realized, okay, if Paul did it, I can do it. And I've looked at my own life and I've had so many people tell me, I've watched what you've gone through with the loss of your children and the different things that you have endured. And I've thought to myself, if you can endure that, I can endure this. And it just reminds me that the things that I have gone through have not just been the enemy pulling an attack on me, but the Lord has used those because I've kept my eyes on Him. The Lord has used those trials and those times of pain to help other people endure the pain that they're going through, to help others be encouraged in their walk with the Lord. And so I want to ask you something. What would you be willing to endure? What pain would you be willing to suffer if, let's say, it was going to help your children follow the Lord and have a walk with God that wasn't about all the blessings, but was about following the Lord because He's worthy to be followed? What would you be willing to go through if you knew your neighbor would get saved because you went through it? What would you be willing to put up with? What pain would you be willing to endure if you knew other people would come to Christ because of it? You know, this is something that the Romans just couldn't grasp. They would kill a Christian and Roman soldiers would get saved in it. Their following Jesus was so impactful that even at death, when they wouldn't renounce the Lord, it caused Roman soldiers to want to follow Jesus. If you've ever read Fox's Book of Martyrs, you realize that lots of people endured terrible things, but it changed thousands of lives. What they endured promoted the kingdom of God. What would you be willing to do? I just have to tell you, for me personally, that if I knew giving my life as a martyr would help save other lives, I would be willing to do it. We're all going to die anyway. Why not die in the service of the Lord, watching others come to Christ because of it? I don't wake up going, boy, I hope I get murdered, but I have this desire to serve the Lord not only in my life, but with my death. And I realized that many of the things I have suffered, because I was able to endure it, because the Lord knew I was able to endure it, that what I went through caused other people's faith to grow, caused other people's faith to endure, caused other people to say, if they get through that, I can go through what I'm going through. If he endured that, I can endure this. It's caused people to have a respect for what I have to say because they know it's not just talk. That when I talk about suffering, they know I have. When they talk about going through pain, they know I have. When they talk about the Lord helping me through loss, they know I have. And so it gives my words credibility. If you knew the president would come to the Lord because of something you endured, would you be willing to do it? If you knew another particular party, whatever party you're voting for, if the other party was willing to come to Christ because of your walk with the Lord, would you be willing to do it? It's one thing to endure pain because of stupid. It's another thing to endure pain because of wisdom. And it's one thing to endure pain for your children. You know, there's not much I wouldn't do for my children or my grandchildren outside of sin. I would do just about anything, including give my life for them. But would I be willing to give my life? Would you be willing to give your life for the lost, for those that hate you, for those that mock you, make fun of you, tease you? Would you be willing to give your life for them? You know, that's exactly what Jesus did. Jesus gave his life for those that hated him. And at one time, that was you and I. Jesus gave his life for people who persecuted him, beat him, mocked him, scourged him. He gave his life for them. And he dwells inside of you and I if you're a Christian. And if he dwells in you and I, we should have that same willingness to say, I'm willing to endure for the benefit of others. That's what Paul said. He said the things that we went through, they were for your consolation and your salvation. They were for your benefit. But the good that we received was also for your benefit, he goes on to say. And he said, because we've seen you go through good and bad, we know you're going to make it. You know, as a Christian, that's when I know people are going to make it. Not just when they see the blessings of God and receive the blessings of God, but when they go through the hard things and still love God, that's when I know in my heart they're going to make it. They're going to be okay. They're not going to throw in the towel when things get difficult because they've proven they'll endure. They've proven they will go through whatever particular pain has been presented them. Pain is not fun for any of us, beloved. I'm not a sadomasochist. I don't enjoy pain. As a matter of fact, I try to avoid it on every front. But I realized that I'm going to have pain in this life no matter what. But it's nice to know that pain has a purpose. And that purpose, in some cases, is for others to be encouraged, that they're not the only ones suffering, that they're not the only ones going through it, that people they respect and people they love who have a walk with the Lord are also suffering some of the same things. And to have the thought and idea that maybe what you're going through, because you will endure and the Lord will get you through it, will cause somebody else to come to Christ. To me, that helps me endure much of the suffering that I go through in this life. Those people that laugh at me, mock me, persecute me, those people that think I'm crazy, some of them family, if they would come to Christ, if they would be encouraged to follow the Lord, because I stayed the course, because I didn't throw in the towel when things got difficult, that allows my pain to have a purpose that matters. Now, we will talk about specifically the purpose of pain next week. But I want to encourage you today, and I want to challenge you today to look at maybe what you're going through is not just because the enemy's attacking you, but maybe it's because the enemy's attacking you, but God knows you will endure the pain. You will endure what's going on. And because of it, others will come to Christ. Others, people's faith will be encouraged because you endured the trial and the tribulation. If you can picture that in your mind, it makes pain and suffering a little more tolerable. Still not fun, still not something we look forward to, but it helps me to know it has at least part of the purpose is that it may be used to help others endure, to help others follow God, to help others even come to Christ. If this has helped you, if you think it would help somebody you're connected to, hey, let's reach more than 3,000 this week. That would be awesome. Let's reach as many as we can reach. Would you give me the thumbs up? I don't know how to do that, but others do. Give me a thumbs up, said you enjoyed this, and make sure to share it with somebody. I sure do appreciate y'all. Let me say hi to a few folks who've logged in. Karen, Carol, Stuart, Jim, Marilou, Ricky. Hey, bless y'all so much. Look forward to seeing you next week.